Hello everyone, and welcome to the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. Today I would like to welcome you into this interview that I do called TITalk. Totally important, totally interesting. Talk with the Famous Mommy. I'm interviewing one of my very dear friends. Her name is Courtney. She is an awesome mommy, and she has lots of great things and information to share with you about her family and raising two beautiful children. I hope that you'll join us inside and that you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up at the end of the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below and hit that little subscriber button, the little bell, so that you never miss a great episode of the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. Take care and have a beautiful day. We'll see you inside. Please don't forget that this video is for educational purposes only and depicts the real life, real time of real mommies. Take care. See you inside. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. Today I have a really good friend of mine with me. Her name is Courtney. She is also a breastfeeding mom, and I want to talk about all the wonderful things that she has gone through and her experiences as a mother as well as a breastfeeding mother. So how are you, Courtney?
I'm good.
It's nice to see you. It's been a while. We don't get to puppies.
I know.
And you know, this is Divany and this is Ziana, as you guys all know. And what about your baby?
And this is Trustin. He's the newest member to the family. Trustin
Oh,
crew.
that is so cute. I'm going to trust in you.
Yes.
That's so
My
good.
name is Trustin.
It is?
And like his last name is Trustin.
Oh my goodness. So I was going to talk about that you're vegan. It's very interesting. How did you do that while you were breastfeeding and being pregnant? And yes, you know what? Afterwards we can.
So yeah, well, I've been vegan for a really long time. So it was already something I was doing naturally before even thinking of being pregnant. So I kind of had the diet down before the pregnancy, which I think is important.
About being vegan. That's
All right,
exciting,
Div?
right?
Let me talk a little bit, okay? Okay.
But I want to do the hair.
Oh,
You
no,
want to do
can't
my
her
hair? Oh my goodness, how fun! I
No,
love
Mama.
that.
No,
Not right now though.
Yeah.
I'll come over and there'll be a special day that you can do my hair.
Baby,
Sounds good?
can you play with Ziana? But yes, I think it's important that I started being vegan years and years and years before the pregnancy, because you do lack certain vitamins and minerals just in the beginning until you understand how to compensate.
This day was really amazing for me to be here with my friend. The kids were running around though, but they were having so much fun. They were so cute. Being a mother is the best thing in the world, and that's why I wanted to share this interview with you, with my dear friend. It made me realize more than ever that it's definitely good to make time for mommy friends too.
Okay, so as far as like vegans, what I wanted to ask you was how you were able to incorporate enough protein in your diet, because I had gestational diabetes, so it was really difficult for me. I did have to switch back to dairy. I'm allergic to eggs though, so I had to do more tofus, and I did chorizo and stuff, but I didn't want to eat a lot of soy. You know, so what exactly did you do while you were pregnant?
I didn't know you had gestational diabetes.
So it was hard. I had to take
protein
insulin and everything.
Oh, wow.
You have to eat protein with every carb, and like to get enough protein in order to be able to eat the carbs. Plus, you can't eat cooked vegetables more, like because they make
More glucose.
body.
Wow, that must have
it's
been really
pretty
hard.
difficult. It was really hard.
Well, for the protein for me, I do eat soy, but in order to minimize the soy intake, because yes, you don't want to have too much estrogen, even though it is a plant estrogen, it doesn't do the same as regular estrogen. I try to stick to whole food groups. So ever since I was vegan, I tried to come up with basically a pyramid for the vegans, as we, as normal meat eaters, have their own pyramids: grains, protein, cheese, milk, dairy, nuts, vegetables. So I consider there to be 4 major food groups of the vegan diet, and I get my protein within each of those food groups. But I do always try to incorporate a minimum amount of a protein every time I eat.
Right, that's important.
Yeah.
That was where I was having my trouble staying vegan
Exactly.
while, you know, breastfeeding.
A big misconception is that you need a lot of protein, which isn't really the case, unless
true.
of course you're depleted. But if you're eating protein almost every time you eat, or at least you're eating a good amount of it a day, your body's not going to be deprived. I get a lot of my protein from legumes, which are beans, nuts, grains, and fruits and vegetables. Kind of like the 4 basic food groups I think the vegan's lifestyle is surrounded
I
around.
love walnuts too. That's really good for the brain health of the baby, the omega-3s, things like that.
Yeah, you're right.
For sure. So, as far as when you were pregnant, did you actually breastfeed your first child?
I did. I breastfed Diviny. She's 3 now, so I started breastfeeding her immediately. And we stopped at about 2 years and some months. So I tried to wean that. I didn't really know why I stopped at 2 years. I just felt that that was kind of like a common, normal time to stop.
The World Health Organization actually does say that you should at least breastfeed until the age of 2. So you did a good job, Mama.
At least.
Yay,
Thank goodness.
Did she breastfeed at all while you were pregnant, or she was already over the age of 2 and you were done?
I was done. She was done by the time I had this one. It's funny because I kind of got done with a lot of the majority of the newborn things with her right when I started with him. So yeah, she kind of got done with everything. I was well done. I was starting to get my menstrual cycle. So I was done with her before he came at all.
So you were ready. You were ready for the new baby.
Yes, my body was ready.
She's got a new baby now. He's so cute.
So
oh my
cute.
gosh, she's so cute.
And now we both have 2.
I know, that's right. I know, I have 2. We kind of almost had our babies back to back.
We did, yeah.
It was so fun. Her daughter Diviny is almost the same age as Centea.
The nighttime was important.
Yeah, she
No
gets
talking.
so mad if I'm trying to like do anything but pay attention to her.
It was so much fun to see baby Ziana having such a good time here with Diviny. She was having so much fun, she didn't even want to eat her breakfast.
Another thing, I spoke to Courtney. She said she had a clogged milk
Oh my
duct.
gosh, it was so terrible.
Oh my gosh, what was that like?
I had no idea what was happening first off. He was amazing when he first came out. 20 minutes after, he was already latching. So I just figured I wasn't going to have any issue exactly, right? Like what? I figured I wasn't going to have any issue. About like 12 hours in my hospital stay, he kept switching, like he was hungry still. And I started to worry at that point. Like, why does he keep going on eating? He wasn't getting it. He kept switching off and was not getting full. So I started to freak out. I supplemented with Diviny, so I just knew immediately to ask to get me some soy formula, which a lot of hospitals do have.
Oh, okay.
So
soy.
if you're vegan, they have like an Enfamil for soy. It's funny because this one didn't, and they had like go down to their basement, and luckily they found some. So anyway, I supplemented him with that. But I started to get stressed out because why was he, feeding him well? So I got home and so engorged, okay?
Oh gosh,
so
I
engorged.
hated that, yeah.
Normal, but nothing was coming out, and I was really getting like freaked out because how heartbreaking it would be to breastfeed my first baby and not be able to breastfeed the second. You know what that would feel like. So I started looking up clogged milk, little hard lumps, and it was freaking me out. I thought I had mastitis. I thought I had mastitis.
Yes.
I was looking everything up, and when you Google things, you'll get paranoid. So I just
I'm big on Dr. Google. Dr. Google is one of my favorite doctors.
Dr. Google, I never heard that.
But that's why I have paranoia and anxiety.
Me too. Right there with you. So after I went to La Leche, which my mother taught me about. So La Leche League. Found a lactation consultant. They are awesome. I was on the phone with one in minutes. She just kind of walked me through what it would be if it was a milk duct.
Mm-hmm.
And so did my sister. She knew somebody who was it. So I basically had to knead, and it was the most painful thing.
Oh, like you have to,
your knuckles, like
it's like, here you go, I'm making pizza.
Exactly. Epsom salt baths. I had to get an Epsom salt bath every night. 2 nights after, which a lot of women have this is a long time.
Thank you.
For a lot of women, so I'm lucky. I mean,
are you doing baby yoga?
She's doing yoga like you do.
Mama.
You doing yoga?
Like, she acts like she does, and then I think she's so distracted right now,
I think so.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna eat when we got here.
He's sleeping, he fell asleep.
Oh, he's so cute. I know that is another thing that, they fall asleep really easily. So you didn't have to do anything with the latch. You literally he just went on.
Man, he went
because
on.
moms have a lot of trouble with latching. I was going to ask if you had a special technique or anything, because I know the technique that I had to use was when the baby latched, I had to use the finger technique where you roll the lips out in order for them to look like a duck, and that way you know that they have the proper latch, and it also causes them to extend their chin open.
I did not know that was a technique.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That is a technique. Also, there's the hamburger technique. I wanted to discuss that because I don't think I've ever shared that with you guys on the channel. Yeah, squish like a hamburger and then insert to make sure, show it in there.
And then their head, like,
to make sure that the baby's eating properly. Yes, and bring that to you.
That's what I did.
So that is a great technique. Yeah, it's pretty much. So I love that you had such a successful breastfeeding experience.
Thank goodness.
Because a lot of mommies don't. Now, you said, so just needing
the milk duct.
Salt baths.
and the Epsom salt bath didn't dehydrate you at all?
No, wow, no, I didn't hear about that at all. But I was drinking. That's another thing. I drank
Because I know
a bunch
salt
of water.
sucks all the water weight out of you.
Good
and
point.
Like that too.
I was hydrating all the time, drinking tons of water. I took less.
Hi, Diviny. You're so cute.
Yes, I love
natural. Okay, so it thins out your breast
and
milk.
I still take the prenatal vitamins and a postnatal. I take a postnatal lactation support vitamin when I need it. You know? Yes, thank you.
I never heard of postnatal, but I'll look into that.
Yeah, and they actually have a lactation support postnatal vitamin that helps you make more milk, because that was always a problem of mine. I did notice that when I tandem nurse, it actually helps my milk supply. Like, my milk came in way more than it would have had I not tandem nursed. The days I don't tandem nurse, I notice a drop in the milk supply. And then there is a little bit of an overabundance when I do tandem nurse. I've noticed that just the difference in the age and, you know,
when you have the over
milk, the supply and demand.
Do you pump at all?
I do not. I use a hand expression technique
in
order to get the rest of it out if the baby hasn't had enough to drink. Just to get it out. Yes, I use a hand expression technique to get whatever I can out. The pumping, I think, would cause to make too much more milk, and it would just make it build more milk inside. So I didn't wear the best breastfeeding friendly outfit. Here, you want some?
Grandpa.
There you go. Is there anything fascinating in your life that you experienced after you became a mother?
The whole lifestyle change, I guess, is fascinating. Seeing you become a completely different person.
Oh, that's so true.
And just revolving your entire schedule, life, feelings, everything around these two, or well, one, or just these new members of your family. It's just amazing that you become before you, and then that love, that like overwhelming, I have those little overwhelming moments in my day where I eat, and that'll happen like 4 or 5 times a day, and they're just these little overwhelming waves of just wonderful feelings. It's amazing. That's the fascinating thing, I think.
That is a fascinating thing. How did your life exactly change? Like, what sorts of things, lifestyle changes did you have to make in order to be a mom? Like, was there anything in particular that comes to mind? Did you have to stop doing a certain activity? Did you feel trapped or anything? Or you just...
I think the income is the only thing that's kind of was a sacrifice for me.
I understand that.
You know what I mean? But I'm so lucky that their father is such a great provider. So I'm able to stay home and be with them, because that is obviously the most important thing. You want to do that. You don't want to have to go back to work. My sister did. But the 3.5 years, counting him once he gets older, that I won't be able to be a little worrisome, just because you want to have that for you, and you also want to show them that side of you, that you can work and support.
We need to get you a YouTube channel.
Oh, really? I never thought about that.
Yeah, you probably should. You can do all the... Once you're set up, actually, I can do another interview, and we can have all of our subscribers join your channel as well. It'd be fun. It would be fun. Do vegan cooking shows and all sorts of things.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, it's very interesting. My cooking shows actually get a lot of views.
You have cooking shows?
Oh, well, I do. I did a couple vegan recipes. Not like it's just one little show that I've done like 3 times.
Good
I did the spaghetti squash cooking with the Famous Mommy. And I showed how as I had to cook, I still had to breastfeed. So I had to go and like cook and like how I multitasked and everything like that.
That's
great.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Something you have to add.
So another thing. Is there any tips for soon-to-be mommies out there that you would like to share with us?
One is to believe in yourself and follow your intuition. You have to be supportive of yourself. We have to trust ourselves first and to ask for help, obviously, but be your best friend. I think it's important that we're gentle with ourselves. I think that's just the #1 thing. Take your time, be patient. Everything is normal. Ask for help, but just really be your best friend. Take your time and just be soft to yourself, be kind to yourself.
I think that is a problem that I had with myself, is that the amount of stress I feel as a mother sometimes, just one of them putting something in their mouth or getting into something, it is just incredible the amount of things that can go on in one day as a mother. Oh, yeah. I mean, you have your house nice.
Just today.
It looks amazing. Okay, good, because I'm like, gosh, I wish I could keep my house this clean.
It looks
amazing. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, but we also don't have a lot of things.
How old is your baby? Yeah, we have too much things. Too many things.
Tristan is 1 month and 5 days, so he's almost a month and a week fully.
Oh,
so we just did his
he's still
month
a
pictures.
newborn baby. You did pictures?
We did just at home.
And how was that? Oh, you did it by yourself?
Yeah.
You had a photographer?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I didn't do photographer, but I had Diviny color the one, so it was really cute. It added a little bit of self-expression.
So cute. Divini's so cute. She's so sweet.
She's great.
Our daughters, I wish they would get along. I want them to get along. Hopefully, now that they're a little older and they can talk, they'll be able to get along. Because at first, we didn't know what to do. We had play dates, and they would just push each other, and they did not, didn't want to have anything to do with each other. So we're like, well, we can still be friends on the phone. You know, it's hard when you have kids that just don't want to get along. We do have a new trampoline in our
She would love that. It's funny you said that.
Anytime you can bring her over,
We had talked about getting her a trampoline. Like a little mini one in the house, but
she'll
go
fit
crazy.
right in, perfect. Yeah, it would be so much fun.
She would go crazy with that. But you know what? Divini's older now.
Oh, I can't. Look, she's like, no.
It's not done.
No, not done. Do you maintain a feeding schedule, or do you just kind of feed on cue, like on demand?
I feed on cue.
Okay, and what cues do you recognize when he's ready to eat?
He gets a little fussy. He moves his arms a lot, and then of course that rooting.
Like the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, the rooting.
He roots like
now
crazy.
Rooting. What is rooting to you?
Rooting, I hear, is when they're
so like
if something's touched. Oh yeah, they'll open their mouth and
I like
turn
to.
their head.
I like to actually show you that.
It's so cute too.
I want to do this. I know they do the lips, right? The lips stick out and they go.
Yep. It's so.
I'm looking for.
And here comes a new superhero, Diviny.
Are you a superhero?
You're a bat baby.
Wow, bat baby. Very cute. I love your
You're a
unicorn
superhero.
shirt. I have a unicorn pool at home too. We did.
Oh my gosh, we did too. We
I
have
don't
the
know if
same
you see
one.
that. Oh, do you?
We
How
probably
fun.
do.
It was so cute.
I didn't see it, but we
oh yeah,
probably
it's super
do. It's
fun.
the same
I
one.
love it.
It's pink. Is it the blow up one?
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's the same one.
Pink and white and all that stuff. Or ours is, so, what's your take on nursing wear? Did you ever use nursing wear at all?
No, I never did. Sports bras are nice, but mostly I enjoy just wearing a tank top around my house with pads to stop the extra leaking.
Pads.
Yeah. And even sometimes
And they prevent infection as well.
Yeah.
So ladies, wear your nursing pads. Change them often. You don't want them ever to get moisture because that can cause thrush. You definitely want to wear your nursing pads. It's a great item to have. You cut little holes in them, and you're able to put your pump through that and attach the pump, and then you can read a book, and you can eat your food, and you can nurse your baby on the other, or whatever it is. You can double pump if you need to, but it is just a great tool to have. I was so thankful to you.
I didn't make it up.
Thank you, Courtney. Yes. I know. I was like, where did you find that information? That was incredible.
Man, was it a lifesaver. So I'm really glad you benefited from that as well, and all of you will too now.
Because my first one, it was tough. I'm sitting there trying to hold the pump, and I'm like, I can't do anything, and the baby's crying, and I'm like, but if I move that, then the milk stops.
And then you're stressed, so you're worried about the milk flow.
What do you do in this case, right? And she taught me. She says, just do this. This is great. And she saes, but people make fun of me. I have all these, remember when you told me? Oh, she's mad. I'm sorry. Do you want the other one? Yeah, you are a cutie pie. She really is a cutie pie.
But I will say this just for anybody. It didn't help with the inductions either. Like some people think, he was 3 days late.
Oh, okay.
4 days late.
As far as menses go, a lot of women, they don't know, they don't understand that part. Did your menstrual cycle, it completely stopped when you were, after you had a baby because you were breastfeeding? Did it completely stop? And when did it come back for you?
I did completely stop during the pregnancy and then after the pregnancy because of the breastfeeding. It stopped almost immediately after I stopped breastfeeding with my first, and the same with him. I stopped having it, it never came back, and I don't have it right now.
Oh, okay.
So it probably just won't come back until I'm done, maybe a couple months after.
Mine was
so
like
nice.
6 months actually with her because of all the pumping, I think, and the regular feeding constantly. I know that they do say it's less likely for you to get pregnant like within the first 6 months as long as you're exclusively breastfeeding. So that's for all those mommies that want to know about their menstrual cycle. You didn't have any other difficulties though? No other problems or anything?
No, that was really it with him. He's a little colicky sometimes. So the gripe water occasionally is super helpful. I mean, Mommy's Bliss is a great brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but Any Works, the little remedies is really nice, but that really helps him.
Actually.
It helps.
And he has colicky even with the breastfeeding? Are you supplementing formula with him as well?
No. And that's
I forgot to ask you, did you ever get pressured by the hospital to give him formula?
Yes, in the beginning.
I did. I did.
Not him, but Diviny I did. They were like, she needs to, they scared me. I had a horrible time at the hospital with my first. They were so pushy.
I did too.
Yeah, I felt like I was in jail.
I felt like they were pushing it on me. And yeah, what's the matter, Mama?
Like she needs to go to the restroom. She needs to do this. She need to hurry and supplement her.
Yeah, because of my baby had jaundice. My first she had jaundice too, but I changed hospitals and I changed doctors and I told them my birth plan and everything. And my first, I feel like they know you're a first-time mom, so they want to scare you into having formula because the hospitals make money from giving your baby formula.
Same like the C-sections and the inductions.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now with the induction, as far as I had that gestational diabetes, so I chose the induction because the baby can get too big, and that can be detrimental to the mom's health. And also the baby's health too.
And I did choose what the doctor wanted because he hadn't come, so we scheduled it for his due date. And I said, sure, absolutely, we'll have the induction. That's what you think is right. And then it came, and there was an issue. So I just something inside told me that intuition, and he came on his own like 4 days later. So it was fine. But absolutely, if you have those types of issues and you don't want that overdue baby, just listen to the doctor for sure.
Absolutely. It made it such a beautiful experience for me though, because I was in so much pain with my first one. I couldn't even handle it. It was excruciating. I was terrified to have a second one because of the birthing experience that I had with my first. Now with her, it was beautiful, and I have shared this with you guys on my channel. You can find my birthing experience here on The Famous Mommy here on YouTube, but it was a beautiful experience. Being induced wasn't the greatest thing, but actually when I was having the baby, I did have the epidural. I felt no pain. My doctor had a great bedside manner, talking me through the whole thing, saying, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, just relax and breathe. And taught me how to do everything. He's the most amazing doctor. I'll have to get his permission to see if I could share his name with us. But thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
We really appreciate you coming and doing this interview. I hope that mommies and families got to learn a bunch out of this interview today with my beautiful friend Courtney and Trustin. How cute. I love that. It's original name. How did you think of that name?
It's funny, I've had my kids' names, boy and girl, picked out since I was like 18. Trustin, I just like the wholesome true in it, and it's kind of similar to Tristan, but not, and I just love that true in there.
I love that too. And divinity, what does divinity mean?
Well, divinity is originated from divinity, which is, stands for theology, study of scripture, a divine being, holiness. So I just want her, throughout her life, to always have that kind of foundation of faith, whatever that may be in whichever religion she chooses. I just want her to kind of have a guide, some sort of guide. Just so you can always go back to you and what's inside and have some sort of foundation, something to stabilize you.
That is something, that is totally, you're right. That is something I loved about her, is her originality with names, because I really believe in that too.
Yep.
Like Ziana, it's different, it's not very common, and it means protected by God. And then Centella, my first child, means it means a powerful spark of light in Spanish. It's a type of rock that falls from the thunder and lightning, but it's like this powerful lightning spark is Centella.
So powerful.
So yeah, and then Sunshine's her middle name, so two powerful forms of light. Her middle name is Bellamira, which is like beautiful looking, but what I actually did was I cut two things. It was beautiful miracle. Miracle is spelled, M-I-R-A-C-L-E.
Perfect.
So Mira is part of miracle, and Bella means beautiful. So
that's
beautiful,
so cool.
Miracle.
That's
and
funny.
what is his middle name? Do you have
We're
middle
so
names?
similar, because
I know, I love that.
thing.
That's why we became friends. We're so similar. I love it.
Tristan's middle name is Crew, C-R-E-W.
I love that, yeah.
So the True actually comes from the first, like, two letters of his first name.
So
and
Crew,
then
C-R-E-W.
Yes, C-R-E-W.
Oh,
just
that is
like
cute. I almost thought you said cruise.
Crew, no, yeah, just like Crew, like a group of friends, Crew. So it's not really True coming from Tristan, it's True coming from his first name and middle name, Trustin Crew. So I kind of put those two together, and we're gonna call it True.
That's cute.
So, like,
trust in your crew, baby.
Yeah.
Little baby, trust in your crew. It takes a village, right? They say it takes a village. Ba, 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 ba. We gotta get together for play dates.
Yes. Now that we got that fun. I hope this virus goes away.
Oh my gosh, I know it's terrifying.
It is.
I know, it really is. How has that affected your family?
It's hard. We had a little drive-by baby shower, which was so nice. It was a surprise. They just kind of came by, decorated the outside. But I'm limiting a lot of, activity around him.
Even me, I was scared. Like, we didn't want to. Like, I'm trying to sit 6 feet away.
And then you really can't you can only do so much. You can do enough to feel good about it, but there's no real way to actually, protect yourself.
If
especially
you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it.
Worker.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you have to go out in the world at all, even with a mask, if someone else isn't wearing a mask, you're wearing your mask to protect other people. So if they're not wearing a mask, they're not protting you, and you're still susceptible to
So we just have to hope our immune systems we'll be able to find
lots
it
of
all.
vitamins.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Courtney. I love it. I'm
Thank
so happy
you.
that I was able to interview you.
You too. This was so much fun.
This
Thank
is
you for
great.
coming and doing it at
Thank
my
you
house.
all. This is beautiful. I'm so glad we got to do it in your house. And thank you for watching here on the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. We hope to see you guys again on the next one. This is TITalk. Totally important.
Totally inspiring and totally informative.
Totally important.
TITalk with the famous mommy. TITalk with the famous mommy and Courtney.
So TITalk. Say bye. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for watching The Famous Mommy today. We hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Please remember, we do love hearing from you, but keep your comments G-rated and appropriate for YouTube guidelines, because we love and respect YouTube and always follow their guidelines here on the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much again for joining us. If you'd like to show our family a little more love, you can join us on our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/TheFamousMommy. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a beautiful day.